Well, while here at the United States Swimming's Olympic Trial in Omaha, one of the great pleasures we get is to meet up with great past athletes and future athletes. Well, we caught up with Chloe Sutton here, who is United States Swimming's very first Olympian that has been announced for the women's side going to Beijing. And it just so happens she was also on our cover of our current cover, the July issue. And we have the plaque for her, which we do to anybody who's on the cover, and we wanted to present this to you, Chloe.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, it was quite a up and down, season for you. Going through the World Championship trials and then being over in Seville, but you finally got your shot at the Beijing test event. So, talk about what went on in Beijing and how you basically laid it on the line.
Well, coming off of World Championship trials in Florida, obviously not making the World Championship team, but for the 10K was, a very disappointing experience for me. But I grew so much from it through that whole experience, and the time between World Championships and the trials in October, I just became a much stronger person, and I was able to get selected to go to the Beijing test event after, unfortunately, what happened in Seville, where Mika and Kirsten didn't make it. So, I was thrilled to be able to go there, and I just had a whole new look on swimming, and I just was able to go out there and do what I needed to do.
Did you feel like you got like a second life or a second chance? And where were you when you found out the news that you were going to be having another opportunity after you thinking you didn't have any more opportunities?
Well, I got back from Spain, and I was at the movies with my dad, and we were watching the movie, and I decided to look down at my phone, even though it was on silent, just to make sure I hadn't missed anything, and I saw that Schubert had called, or Coach Schubert, and I knew that he was going to be calling to either just talk to me about it, so...
Something was up, right?
Something was up, so me and my dad were just sitting there, and I was just freaking out. I tried to call him back, but, we couldn't focus on the movie the rest of the time, so...
What was the name of the movie? Do you even remember?
It was Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you what happened in the movie at all.
That's understandable.
Yeah, so when I got home, I was able to get a hold of him, and he told me I was going, and I was just, just elated. It was, like being born again.
And then, I think the coaches saw you maturing very quickly, and you had some race savvy going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got to the test event itself, and did you kind of know that you might be, with athletes that you feel that you could be competitive with? I mean, what was the attitude looking at the competitors when you started the race?
In Spain, I had a very good race in my 5K, where I was able to overcome being stuck in the middle of the pack, and I was able to, use my body, and I was, just a completely different person. I was able to stay calm while, just things are going on around me that I was unable to control.
Let's talk about that for a moment, because I think that might have been a real maturation point, because the way the coaches talked at the time was that you made this classic move where you're able to move over bodies and get in a better position, and that takes real experience, and they recognize that from the 5K.
Right. Yeah, I had a bad start, and I was stuck just right smack dab in the middle of 15 people were on top of me, and I just was able to know that, okay, I need to get out of the situation, and my mind clicked, and I went, okay, and I just moved over, and I got right on top of people and was able to move to the inside and make my way up to the front, and I was able to get a bronze medal. And knowing that I could do that, and being able to know that I'm able to do something like that when my entire life, I've been brought up to be a lady and be nice and not hurt people, and being able to know that I could do that really gave me confidence to go to Beijing and know that no matter what situation I'm in, I'll be able to get out of it, and I'll be able to make the right decision and come out on top.
Well, and then the rest was history. You got in Beijing, and at that point in time, you were with the field for a little bit. You fell behind at one point when another swimmer was making a break, but then you surged ahead, and you came to the wall first, which got you a ticket to Beijing, and pretty exciting. And I know we got Coach Rose here. He's here today. Now, will you be going to Beijing with her?
Actually, I'm going with the team. Yeah, I'm on the Olympic staff, so I'll be with both swim team and open water.
Now, when you get to, let's talk about the open water. When you get to the open water, how do you get them acclimated, and what's going on with getting into the venue itself? What's kind of the process?
Well, interestingly enough, we're going to be with the swim team up until 4 days before the event itself. So they don't even open the venue up, and I think it's 48 hours before the race itself. So for the most part, everything's going to be in the pool. We will, along the way with the training camps in Stanford and Singapore, do some open water swimming, but for the most part, it's as usual, we're in the pool.
Well, it's a great time for you, and a great time in your life, and I'm sure the hard work that you put in is being rewarded. And being an Olympian, have you ever gotten advice from other Olympians, or maybe I know we got Steve Furness here. Steve, just come here for a second, because Steve, I want to ask Steve, who's a former Olympian, and once Olympian, I guess, 1972 and 76 gold medalist. When you see people like Chloe Sutton going into the environment situation that she's going into, what kind of advice would you give to someone like her?
First of all, I just commented to Bill how looking at Chloe, listening to her speak, she belies her 16 years, so she's already poised. I'm sure she can handle herself quite well. I would say enjoy the moment. It's a special accomplishment. You're part of a club forever called being an Olympian, and it is very special. You'll appreciate it more later in your life. I'm sure that where you're at now, you have more mountains to climb and goals to reach, but you've made one milestone that's very, very special, and just enjoy the moment as much as the excitement and the whole ambience of what the Olympics are about. So.
Well, there's words of wisdom and advice. Well, thank you very much, Steve, for allowing us to come in here, and Coach Rose, good luck. We hope to see great things, and especially to you, Chloe. I think everyone's proud of you, and the United States is wishing you all the best.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
Well, that's it.